go.
One of the really important points.
What page for the competition?
Hi, YouTube!
Hey, YouTube! Okay, so finally an update from us. As you guys can see, we've probably not been together in a video for a while. Brian's been pretty much annoying me and avoiding me. I'm just kidding. But we've been extremely busy, and things have been crazy with our camping trip, our guests, all the stuff going on with the kids. But we do want to give you guys an update on what's been happening with us. And the first update that I want to talk about, which we haven't really talked about much lately, is our movie, A Right to Love, An American Family. And that is actually starting to, what's the word? Take off.
Yeah, well, it's starting to pick up some steam. I mean, they're still doing a lot of editing at this point in time, but it's starting to come together. There's actual movie poster.
There's a movie poster. So take a minute and check out our movie poster. Okay, so I actually really like it. And I know it's going to be one of those movie posters that's a little bit controversial.
It's going to make people go, what's with all this stuff on the back of that van?
Yeah, what's with the symbols?
Yeah.
But it basically is the back of a minivan. As you know, most people think of an American, as families in general, as being the minivan with 2-point whatever kids, the picket fence. So it's an image that relates to most people. And it's different symbols that relate to me and Brian in our lives. Now, some of these symbols are controversial to some of our audience. For instance, the Republican sticker, the cross. There's definitely some stickers on the back that I think people will take issue with.
Hopefully they'll get to know us before they make those snap judgments, though. I think people just see those things and they fire without thinking.
Yeah. Because, just because a symbol relates to your family doesn't necessarily mean that it represents you. And I think that people sometimes need to look past symbols and look at the bigger picture of where people really are in their lives. Yeah. And just because I'm a registered Republican, it doesn't mean that I am a Republican. I haven't voted for a Republican in a while now. I've been very disappointed in the Republican Party. And I think that, you have to keep things in perspective. Preferring to call ourselves Christians doesn't mean that we, march to that drum. What would be a good way to say it?
Well, I think most people associate being a Christian with the very worst elements of
persecution,
religiousness,
homophobia, intolerance. Yeah. And neither me or Brian are any of those things. I mean, we're very open to different people's ideas of what it means to live and their lives, and I think everybody's got to find their own paths. And calling yourself a Christian doesn't mean you're closed-minded or homophobic or hateful. So that being said, we want to hear what you guys think about this movie poster because it's the official movie poster for the movie coming out. I think the release date's going to be this fall or early spring, and it'll be making the circuits of film festivals. And there'll be a preview coming out pretty soon, a trailer for the movie, and as soon as we get that, we'll put that out for you guys. Also, there is now a Facebook page for Right to Love, An American Family Facebook page. I'll put the link down here, so go join that, and it'll tell you updates on where the movie's going to be playing, where you can see it, all that kind of stuff. And there's also going to be a Godspot contest coming up, and as soon as we know more about that, we'll let you guys know more about that too. So now, a big news today, and I'll let Brian take away that.
Yeah, as a lot of you probably know, there are several court cases that are very important to gay rights moving their way up the federal court system tier of courts there.
Two major ones.
Well, for marriage equality right now, we all know that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is kind of sputtering a little bit.
Yeah.
But for marriage equality, there's the Prop 8 trial here in California, which has finally recently seen the closing arguments take place. Now it's up to the judge now to make his ruling, which could take anywhere up to, I think, 6 months from the
but I have a feeling it's going to be in a couple months that the ruling will come out.
Yeah, so we're keeping our fingers crossed on that one.
And we have pretty good feelings about that that's going to come out, positive for gay people.
Yeah. And the other is Massachusetts District Court, federal court, I believe, actually, just ruled that DOMA is unconstitutional. It's what, Section 3?
Yeah, well, DOMA is Defense of Marriage Act. And it basically, for a lot of people who are not United States citizens, the United States Constitution states that every state has to accept each other's marriage laws. It was something that was dealt with a long time ago, and it's in our Constitution that each state has to recognize other states' marriages. So what the Congress and Senate did here in the United States with Bill Clinton's signature is they decided to create a law called DOMA, Defense of Marriage Act. And it basically...
Thanks, Democrats.
Yeah, Democrats. It basically says that states don't have to acknowledge gay marriage from other states. So now that there's 5 states in the United States that allow gay marriage, other states are allowed to ignore those gay marriages. And Massachusetts has ruled
that's unconstitutional, actually. Judge Joseph Toro of the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts, and actually it looks like 2 separate rulings, Gill versus the Office of Personnel Management and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus the Department of Health and Human Services. And in his ruling, Judge Toro says that DOMA violates the U.S. Constitution's guarantee of equal protection under the laws, concluding that, indeed, Congress undertook this classification for the one purpose that lies entirely outside of legislative bounds, to disadvantage a group of which it disapproves, and such a classification the Constitution clearly will not permit. So, again, this would be the first step in a leg on the way to the Supreme Court, and it would be one of 2 cases. But this is it's a very good start and a small victory.
And very well said, and I want to thank that judge for understanding that our Constitution protects all its people. It doesn't just protect the majority of people, it protects all people. And, being gay and lesbian does not mean that our families mean any less. It doesn't mean that our marriages or our relationships are worth less. And I want to thank him for appreciating and understanding that, because the Constitution is set up to protect the minority. It's set up to protect those people that need the most protection, not the majority of people who want to discriminate. So, great step in our long journey for marriage equality in the United States. Hopefully that'll be the one that kicks the Supreme Court in the butt. We all have marriage equality in every state in this country.
And I'm sure the National Organization for Marriage is going into heart palpitations as we speak.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah, but what about the kids? Everybody keeps asking us about the kids.
We're calling this an update because we're getting tons of questions from people about what's been going on with us. Mm-hmm. So the last thing we want to update is, as you know, my nieces and nephews, Marcelo, Jason, and Mary Faye now live with us. And it's going on like 4.5 months now. Mary Faye just turned 1 year old, and we had a birthday party for her the other day. It was really nice. And people want to know what's happening with that. Well, we will definitely have them until September.
We're in a holding pattern still yet.
My niece is still fighting to get her kids back. It's not going so good for her. She's having a hard time living up to the court's rules and orders. And we're a little concerned that maybe she is not going to get them back. That being said, we're doing the best we can. Selena's going a little crazy. She doesn't deal with the 2 boys too well, but I think we're doing it day by day. And I'm back to work, and you're going nuts. Are you okay?
I'm okay, and I'm going nuts if that's possible.
You're a little bit more gray.
Yeah,
a little bit more gray, and we're just tired.
Yeah.
Seems like every day we've got something going on. It's either dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, lawyers' visits, social workers,
therapists,
doubles, 16-hour days. Right to Love movie stuff. So we need you guys to help us out with that Right to Love movie stuff so we can relax a little bit. So take some time, check out the Facebook page for Right to Love. Share it. Share with your friends and family. Share with people who you think might be interested in Right to Love. Because as you know, independent movies only do as well as the audience that loves and supports and watches them. So I know J Bird Productions would really appreciate you guys sharing the Right to Love with your friends and family. When the movie does come out, we're going to try to go to as many premieres as possible, and hopefully we'll meet tons of YouTubers out supporting the movie. And I think that's about it. Okay, YouTube? So take care. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you for all the love and support you've been giving us. We really appreciate the comments and the nice words. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.